as a joke.
Hi, are you a sociopath? Have you been caught with your pants down, figuratively or literally in some cases? Do you want to rejoin your moral community and win back the respect of your peers, but don't want to admit that you're wrong? Well, you've come to the right place. Today we're going to learn about the art of the non-apology. We're going to take you from this...
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
...to this.
Thank you very much.
From this...
Hey everybody, it's me, Kathy Griffin. I am just now seeing the reaction of these images. I made a mistake and I was wrong.
...to this...
It's been a year since
I
this.
know.
It's a year this month that that picture was released.
By the way, I take the apology back.
And if you're lucky, from this...
Hey, when you're a star, they let you do it. Grab them by the I can do anything.
...to this.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Grab them by the
All right, let's do this. Number one, don't apologize. Let's start with the bread and butter. Have you tried not apologizing? This is called the John Wayne approach.
Oh, no, sir, just out by the waterfall. But I'm sorry. Never apologize, mister. It's a sign of weakness.
This is often perceived by your supporters as being strong and powerful. You don't have to apologize no matter what you do. This technique is endorsed by Donald Trump.
We are not going to apologize for America. No more apologies.
And before you say, there goes crazy Trump changing American politics to be insensitive, just remember, this has been an American stance for pretty much forever.
I'll never apologize for the United States of America. Ever. I don't care what the facts are.
No matter what the facts are. This is America. Number two, account, don't apologize. Okay, so if not apologizing isn't an option, you've really stepped in the doo-doo, try accounting. This is when you don't apologize, you explain the context of when you messed up, and that supposedly justifies the action. If they hadn't bought the liquor, you wouldn't have been drinking, and if you hadn't been drinking, you wouldn't have sent those embarrassing photos of yourself. Roseanne put on a clinic of accounting a few weeks ago when she said, "Oh no, I didn't mean to tweet something people interpreted as racist. I was on Ambien, which made me sleep tweet." Whew, Roseanne has her CPA in accounting. Great stuff. Roseanne sets the bar. Number three, apologize but don't change. Now this next one is a long con. You're going to say that you're sorry, but then commit a string of activities that show that you really haven't changed. This next example is a little long. I, of course, am talking of Anthony Weiner's apology. This is him in 2011 when the scandal first breaks.
Last Friday night, I tweeted a photograph of myself that I intended to send as a direct message as part of a joke to a woman in Seattle. So today, I am announcing my resignation from Congress.
Yeah! Bye-bye, pervert!
And 2 years later, he tries to repair his image.
Look, I made some big mistakes, and I know I let a lot of people down. But I've also learned some tough lessons.
Breaking news.
I'm responsible for this behavior that led us to be in this place. I want to again say how very sorry I am to anyone who has received the receiving end of these messages.
This is a pretty risky maneuver. It can backfire pretty hard, so please be careful with this one. Number four, clarify, don't apologize. Another tactic is to say that your accuser misunderstood or misinterpreted you. You really meant something else. For this example, take a look at Megyn Kelly confronting Donald Trump about his on-record history of misogyny.
I don't want to sound too much like a chauvinist, but...
You wouldn't have your job if you weren't beautiful. It's very sad.
I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face.
She's gotten a little bit large.
A person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
She ate like a pig.
But what does he do? Does he sit there and take it? Does he apologize? No, he clarifies it. He says, I wasn't talking about women, I was talking about Rosie O'Donnell.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
This can be extremely effective. On to the next example. Number 5, issue a statement but never actually say sorry. So let's say you're Hillary Clinton, someone running under the banner of women's rights, and you find yourself in trouble for not firing a 2008 campaign advisor who is accused of sexual harassment. Well, what is she going to do? Watch this play-by-play. She issues a series of tweets where she explains herself, but notice she never uses apologize or sorry anywhere in here. Now, you amateurs out there, pay special attention to this next part. See, we call this the Washington double down. She gets called out for that, and then she goes on to explain herself further in a really long Facebook apology, but still doesn't use words like apologize or sorry. So it looks like she's apologizing, but she really isn't. Now, before we move on to our last type of non-apology in this video, let's take a second to analyze why someone might use non-apologies. A non-apology is used for two reasons. First, apologizing is all about not making excuses, taking blame, and putting yourself in the hands of the offended. And this is difficult if you're in a position of power. It can make you feel weak, it can cause legal issues because apologizing means you're admitting guilt, and some people simply don't like admitting when they're wrong. The second reason is maybe in your mind you haven't committed a large enough offense to warrant an apology. For this reason, you might issue a half-hearted sorry. Different people have different thresholds for what deserves an apology. Either way, it's worth knowing that if you do decide to go the route of the non-apology, they often come off as unsatisfying at best and unfeeling at worst. As you may have noticed in this video, humans have a natural instinct for sensing if an apology is sincere and if the apologizer is just trying to weasel their way out of the offense. If you doubt this, think of how unsatisfying these phrases are. I'm sorry you got offended, or if I hurt anybody, then I apologize. Still, non-apologies do have their place. Sometimes they have social utility, and sometimes they're all you can do. As Edwin Battistella points out in his book, Sorry About That, The Language of Public Apology. To illustrate this, he brings up a historical example when in 1968, during the Vietnam War, North Korean forces captured the USS Pueblo, a ship gathering intel on the North Koreans. North Korea claimed the Pueblo had crossed the territory lines, making them fair game for capture, while the US insisted it hadn't. The crew was tortured and forced to sign confessions, and North Korea threatened that if the US didn't give a written apology for straying into their territory, they'd kill the crew. After being stalled in diplomacy for almost a year, Gilbert Woodward, the Army Major General at the time, signed an agreement that the US was at fault, while simultaneously releasing this remark: "My signature will not and cannot alter the facts. I will sign the document to free the crew and only to free the crew." This non-apology that was signed by Woodward is a perfect example of how insincere apologies can sometimes be the only answer. The next day, the Pueblo's crew was released safely. But now that we've talked about why someone might use a non-apology, how they come off as insincere, and the rare cases where they're needed, let's move on to our final example. Number 6, I'm sorry but apologies. Let's say you're Caitlyn Jenner and you just rammed a 69-year-old from behind with your car. So you're being held accountable for murder. How do you get out of it? This one we're going to play along at home. A, say you're sorry. B, blame it on the paparazzi. C, settle the lawsuit with your enormous wealth and don't face jail time. Or D, all of the above. Yes, that's right. To all of you who guessed D, you are correct. You do it all. When you can't totally dodge the apology, you can say you're sorry, but that it wasn't all your fault. This is what Caitlyn does. She says she's sorry, but the paparazzi were the ones distracting her and they should also be held responsible. She has it all figured out. And for the record, she never faced jail time, totally got away with manslaughter.
He just said manslaughter. Get him.
In light of my recent remarks, I'm gathered here before you to say that I'm deeply, deeply sorry. Thanks for watching that video. First of all, music. Mecca 83, you've seen him on here before. Incredible guy, go check him out. We've got a new artist named Ibrahim, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, incredible producer. If you like his sounds, go check him out. All the links to the music are down below. Discussion, go to the Reddit, we'll have a thread. I also want to discuss with you guys Patreon. I've realized after doing this channel for a little while that that's gonna have to be the main income source for this channel. I just don't release videos fast enough. I prefer quality, I prefer spending my time on videos. So that's going to have to be the direction of the channel. So you will see more pitches for that. I apologize if you're annoyed by that, but the patrons that have been supporting me, those guys are the kind of the lifeblood of this channel. So I'm pushing more towards that. Along those lines, I want to change up kind of what we do with that. So as you know, we have two tiers. Some of you know, we have the proletariat and we have the bourgeoisie. Proletariat is $1 a month. Bourgeoisie is $5 a month. In the past, I haven't done anything with it. I want to change that. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to, but for now, I want to try this. If you are currently supporting me or you are considering supporting me, go to Patreon. I'm going to create a thread and I'm asking for input on what you'd like to see. Would you like to see perks? Would you like to see more recognition? Would you like to see nothing at all? I need your feedback to know kind of the direction I want to go with this. What makes you want to support? Your input really means the world to me, so please go and put in your 2 cents. One last little announcement and then we're done. I'm about to leave for my honeymoon, so I will be gone for about a little over a week. And then I will be back. I think I'm going to do a look back at one of my first viral videos for the next one. Maybe something people got mad at me for. So look forward to that. Thank you for watching.